Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 30th of October, 2024. It's been quite some time since I've taken the chance to sit down and record a video. I've been very busy with some other projects I've been working on in the regular traditional business, trying to develop some marketing systems in place. Been working on the website, been working on blog posts for the website, and been also trying to build up a little bit of a social media presence with for the clinic, for the traditional business side. And I've realized that part of one of the biggest issues with blogging and vlogging, for that matter, and in particular personal vlogging and even these personal development type vlogs, is that most people are just fundamentally boring. And I absolutely think that I'm in that category, and I don't even entertain for a moment that I'm not a boring person, because I am, and that's why I struggle to find something to talk about. That's why it's difficult to be able to find something to sit down and record, and something to sit here and to talk to all of you guys about. And it's part of this journey is becoming a little bit less boring. And another thing that I've realized is that most people genuinely and generally have a problem with the connection between their brain and their mouths, and they fail and they lack the ability to be able to speak fluidly, and they lack the ability to be able to communicate effectively. And this is absolutely something that I've struggled with, and absolutely something that I'm still developing. But having the ability to do that, one, makes you seem more interesting. Two, is more engaging for the audience, you guys, everybody sitting at home playing along by yourselves. And three, is it's just it's critical to be able to do that if you want to have this as a job. It's critical to be able to communicate effectively if you want to do this even as a hobby. And that's one of the skills that I wanted to learn. I've talked about that a lot before, and it's one of the things that I'm actively trying to improve. It's one of the things why I'm putting up all of these boring style videos. But what I would say is that although I'm still terrible at this, and I don't think by any means that I have mastered the art of effective communication, and I don't think by any means I have completed my journey, but what I have done is improved a lot from where I started, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of myself for having the confidence to be able to sit down and do this at this time. In the beginning, I couldn't even entertain the thought of sitting in the car park and being able to record this while other people are even driving their cars around. It was just not something that there's no chance I would have been able to do that. And since then, I've even recorded a few videos on my bravest days while being out in public. And what I've learned from that is, one, nobody cares what you're doing. Nobody's paying too much attention to exactly what you're doing. And if you're sitting there judging yourself, thinking about what you're doing and being scared of what other people might be thinking about you and how you look and how you're behaving and what you're doing, everyone else around you is doing the same thing that you just are. And no one else cares, and no one else is paying too much attention to what you're doing, because they're all too scared thinking about what everyone else is thinking, which is a funny thing that humans have ingrained in us. And obviously we've built that up over a long period of time. It's been a critical part of our evolution, and that was obviously part of what kept us alive for a period of time. So it was clearly very useful to us at one stage, and it was more than likely even critical to our survival at one stage. But we don't live in that world anymore, and we certainly don't live in a world where it's critical for your survival that you sit in your shell and you blend in. And as a matter of fact, in the current day and the current age, there's there's trillions of dollars being spent every single day to keep you sitting at home and keep you watching at your phone and keep you staring into this amazing tool, this iPhone or the Android that you hold in your hand, probably the thing that you're watching me on right now. There's trillions of dollars being spent, and it's a war to try to get you to stay there and just engage with it and never ever look away and never wake up and never not blend in, because that's what everyone else is doing. And it's not a fair fight, and they are winning the war as well, because every day that you and I sit and stare at our phones, even every time you look at your screen time at the end of the day and you see how much content you actually might have consumed for the day, each time you do that, it becomes that's them winning the war. And it's all about advertising, and it's all about them making money. And I hope that this concept is not new to you, but I hope that this little reminder helps you to at least remember that yes, it is a war, and yes, they are winning. And every time that we find ourselves doom scrolling and we find ourselves in that brainwave mode, the one that's similar to sleep, and we're sitting there doing that thing with our thumbs and watching and scrolling and not thinking and putting our brain in that little box and just allowing ourselves that moment of relaxation and that moment of, it's like dead air, it's like dead brain space where you don't actually have something to think about. Well, generally we do have something to think about. We're doing that generally because we're avoiding doing something else. We're trying to use that as an escape. And the funniest thing is, when you're not actually trying to escape from your life, when you're not trying to use that as a crutch, you realize that sitting there looking at mindless videos, it's not actually that fun. It only seems fun when you compare it to doing the things that you know you should be doing, like tidying up the house or making that phone call or completing that assignment that it might be, or finishing those tasks that you have on your to-do list, whatever it is. When you have that, it's an unfinished, it's a closed loop in your mind. And that's when scrolling and laying on your tummy while you're in bed and looking at your phone, and you're just letting the algorithm decide what information you bring into your brain. That's when that becomes fun and interesting. And yeah, it's an interesting topic, and we can explore that a lot. Obviously I have a lot to say about it, but my message for the day is, my message for the day is, you know what to do. You know what to do with your life. I don't need to tell you, so don't listen to me. I don't need to tell you. The journey is personal development. The journey is entrepreneurship. The journey is vision, and developing that vision, developing that goal, and then developing the habits that are associated with achieving that goal, and aligning your habits and your daily habits more so with that goal, and then bringing that goal into existence in your life. Thanks for your time. Have an awesome day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.